Greetings from Georgia Gwinnett College and Grizzly Athletics. We are proud members of the NAIA and the Association of Independent Institutions. We inspire our student athletes through the core values of Grizzly Athletics: sportsmanship, leadership, service, responsibility, and the pursuit of excellence. Our mission is to develop lifelong leaders of character through academic and athletic excellence. We hope you enjoy today's broadcast. To learn more about the Grizzlies, visit grizzlyathletics.com. Go Grizzlies!
As a member of the NAIA, Georgia Gwinnett College is responsible for the actions of its coaches, student athletes, faculty and staff, fans, boosters, and alumni. We are committed to the principle of institutional control and operating our athletics program in a manner consistent with the letter and spirit of the NAIA and Georgia Gwinnett College. We expect our student athletes to be model students in the classroom by offering academic support services in a variety of ways throughout their collegiate career. From study halls and tutoring to mentoring and personal growth and development training, GGC puts academic success at the forefront of our mission. Go Grizzlies!
Are you tracking the very latest with Grizzly Athletics? Stay up to date by following Grizzly Athletics on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You can join the conversation by using the hashtag Grizzly Athletics all season long. And as always, catch all the recaps, stats, and news on grizzlyathletics.com. Don't be left out. Follow all the latest with Grizzly Athletics online.
The NSCAA convention to me is probably the best place to get any sort of education of a wide variety that you can go in the world.
Always nice to see who you wander across in the hallways, might have a quick word with.
So I think it's exciting to meet youth coaches and high school coaches and even college coaches who are all really passionate about the sport.
It's a learning experience. I think it's invaluable both from a coach standpoint and from an administrative standpoint.
Each year, the NSCAA puts over 7,000 coaches through our coaching education program. Youth, high school, and college coaches at all levels participate in the diploma courses. No matter where you are in your coaching path, we have something for you. Join your peers and get educated. Better coaching, better players, better game. NSCAA Coaching Academy. Improving soccer, one coach at a time. Register today at nscaa.com/education.
Welcome to the 2014 NSCAA Game of the Week presented by Turbo Sports. This afternoon, we come to you live from the Grizzly Soccer Field in Lawrenceville, Georgia, and this top 20 NAIA showdown between the 16th-ranked Grizzlies of Georgia Gwinnett and the 14th-ranked Crusaders of William Carey. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Matt Digby. Glad you could join us, and we hope you get ready for what is the first game of a doubleheader coming up about a half hour after the conclusion of this matchup. The Lady Grizzlies will take on the Seahawks from Northwood, Florida. Just a couple minutes ago, I was able to speak with both head coaches from Georgia Gwinnett, Steve DeCoux in his third year, and the 12th-year man at William Carey, Nigel Bolton. Let's take a quick look at those interviews. Sunday afternoon here in Lawrenceville, Georgia. Beautiful weather for an NAIA doubleheader. First up is the men's soccer squad, the Georgia Gwinnett Grizzlies, taking on the William Carey Crusaders. Right now I'm joined by Georgia Gwinnett head coach Steve DeCoux. And coach, you're coming off a 2-1 win at Auburn Montgomery, ranked second in the NAIA coaches preseason poll. How big is that in terms of momentum going forward for the season?
Well, it's huge. Anytime you can beat a team like AUM on the road, it's going to help us with our postseason possibilities. But today it means absolutely nothing, and it's William Carey will be a different type of test that we hope they're up for.
Yeah, William Carey comes into this game
they will come into this game knowing that they'll have over a week off afterwards. Are you looking to maybe exploit any weaknesses, considering the Crusaders may have a tendency to take it easy, knowing this is their last game for a while?
Well, we hope so. We hope some of our matchups will be able to exploit their weaknesses. And from the scouting reports we got, we feel confident that we can get a good result today. But it all comes down to execution. We'll see how the boys handle things today.
And Jamie King has been rock solid for you guys so far to start the season. 4 goals in the season. What exactly are you looking for out of him today and all the other forwards and attackers?
Score goals. But see, no, they've got it. Ideally, that's the big thing. Score a lot of goals, but they need to help us with our build-up play. They've got to be that first line of defense to cause Carey problems, because Carey likes to get it direct sometimes, and so we've got to deal with the number 5 big Icelandic center back. And if we can slow them down, then we can hopefully slow down their attack a bit, and they get more opportunities. So if they put in a shift on the defensive end, then hopefully they'll get a lot more opportunities and opportunities to score more goals.
Coach, as always, we appreciate your time. Best of luck today.
Thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. That's head coach Steve DeCoux. Coming up next, the William Carey head coach Nigel Bolton, ahead of this first game in the NAIA doubleheader from Georgia Gwinnett College here in Lawrenceville, Georgia. Stay tuned. Back here at the Grizzlies soccer field, Matt Digby now joined by William Carey head coach Mr. Nigel Bolton. And coach, you guys coming off a 5-0 win over LSU Alexandria, your last game. It was one of those games that on the stats it looked like everything that could have gone right for you did go right.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, they're a first-year program, so they have their problems. But yeah, we defended really well, which has been when we played well this year, it's been because of our defense. And then we found the openings and put the goals away. So yeah, it was a good performance.
Yeah, Mohamed Degeb seems to be the key attacker for you guys this season. How important is his contribution going to be today?
Well, we're spreading it around a little bit, and Ronaldo Batista has come in and he scored the hat-trick in that game, so he'll actually be keeping his place, and Mo's going to have to give us a little bit of work off the bench today.
And then going into this matchup, you have this contest here today with the Grizzlies, but then after that, you don't play for another week. Your next game in October at Belhaven. So what's kind of the mindset knowing that after this game, your guys don't have another competitive match for a week?
Well, it's a good time for us to get some people healthy. We've had some injury issues, and so not playing next weekend that'll be good for us going into the conference schedule. So it's kind of planned out that way.
Coach, as always, we appreciate your time. Best of luck today, and have a great game.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
That was head coach Nigel Bolton of the William Carey Crusaders. I'm Matt Digby. Stick around. Kickoff is coming up next between the Grizzlies and the Crusaders here on NSCAA TV.
So both teams, again, coming into this matchup ranked in the top 20 of the NAIA coaches preseason poll. The first regular season poll will come out this Tuesday, September 23rd. And we will be very excited to see how the Crusaders and Grizzlies both fare. Both teams coming into this game with 5 wins each on the season. Crusaders are 5-2. They, as you just heard, they beat LSU Alexandria 5-0 in their first matchup of the season. While Georgia Gwinnett coming off a huge win at second-ranked Auburn Montgomery 2-1. That was a game in which they fell behind 1-0 before a miraculous comeback to defeat AUM. The Grizzlies are 5-1 on the 2014 campaign. Taking a look at the starting lineups, first for the home team, the Georgia Gwinnett Grizzlies. Head coach in his 3rd year is Steve DeCoux, assisted by Kevin May, Greg Hartley, and Jorge Vallejo. Starting goalkeeper for Georgia Gwinnett is a sophomore from Durham, England, number 1, Lewis Sharp. And then the formation in the outfield is a 4-3-3 setup. The 4 defenders are Jack Gurr, Rude Grohl, Ellis Husband, and Zach Bruck. 3 midfielders are Pierre Mugin, German Rodriguez, and Callum Morty. And the 3 forwards up top for the Grizzlies, Samuel Gomes, Jamie King, and Ibrahima Sissoko. Starting lineup for the William Carey Crusaders, they are led by Nigel Bolton in his 12th year in charge of the William Carey Crusaders from Hattiesburg, Mississippi. His starting goalie is a freshman from London, England, number 1, Dominic Coleman. And then his starting lineup in numerical order, number 3, Andre Jonsson, number 4, Laurie Tohisto Coco, number 6, Tilo Korporik, number 8, Mark Rodriguez-Canay, number 10, Mitchell Blair, number 11, Ronaldo Batista, number 13, Sam Barnsley, number 20, TJ Sharp, number 21, Vasco Montero, and number 23, Pedro Villar Roldan. So the 5-1 Grizzlies and the 5-2 Crusaders ready to do battle in what is, again, the first of 2 games scheduled here at the Grizzly Soccer Complex, here at the Grizzlies Athletic Facility on the campus of Georgia Gwinnett College in Lawrenceville, Georgia. Teams are about ready to walk out for the opening ceremony. Georgia Gwinnett is the designated home team, of course, because the game is here in Lawrenceville. They are going in all gray with green trim, numbers in white on the back, and Grizzlies also written across in the back, as William Carey will be in all red with white and black trim. Numbers are in black for the Crusaders. Just past 12:30 here on the East Coast. That would be 11:30 in the morning here Central Time, which is where those Crusader fans watching from campus in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, or wherever you're watching this game from in the Central Time Zone, it would still be early Sunday morning. So good morning, and to those of you watching here on the East Coast, a very good afternoon from the Grizzly Athletic Field. As the referees right now issuing the coin toss between the two captains. Ruud Grohl, the sophomore from Groningen, Holland, for the Georgia Gwinnett Grizzlies, doing the honors. And the Crusaders co-captain Thilo Korporek, the junior defensive midfielder from Reda, Germany. Right now, starting lineups are being introduced by the public address announcer. Again, those of you just joining us, Georgia Gwinnett going with in the outfield Jack Gurr, a freshman from Newcastle upon Tyne, England. Ruud Grohl, a sophomore from Groningen, Holland. Ellis Husband, a freshman from Darlington, England. Pierre Bougine, a freshman from Groningen, Holland. Samuel Gomes, a freshman from Aachen, Germany. Jamie King, a sophomore from Milton Keynes, England. Ibrahima Sissoko, a junior from Norcross, Georgia. German Rodriguez, a senior from Tegucigalpa, Honduras. Callum Morty, a sophomore from Sunderland, England. And Zach Mruck, a junior from Beaufort, Georgia. Starting goalkeeper for the Grizzlies is Lewis Sharp, a sophomore from Durham, England. And again, starting for the William Carey Crusaders, who are 5-2 on the 2014 campaign. Their outfield players are Andri Jonsson, a senior from Reykjavik, Iceland. Lori Tuohisto Koko, a junior from Espoo, Finland. Thilo Korporek, a junior from Reda, Germany. Mark Rodriguez-Canet, a freshman from Barcelona, Spain. Mitchell Blair, a sophomore from Wellington, New Zealand. As we'll finish the starting lineups after the singing of our national anthem, performed today by Sean Anthony Stevenson. Sean Anthony Stevenson, currently enrolled at Georgia Gwinnett College, performing our Star Spangled Banner, as we take this opportunity to thank the men and women who have served our country in the armed forces, both the past and present and also the future ones. We certainly greet those listening in today as we get set for this NAIA matchup between two teams ranked in the top 20. It's number 14. Just heard we're going to take a quick break, then come back and bring you the NAIA Game of the Week between William Carey and Georgia Gwinnett. This is the NSCAA TV Game of the Week brought to you by Turbo Sports. Apologies for the technical difficulties, everyone, but we thank you for your patience, and we again welcome you to the Grizzly Soccer Complex on the campus of Georgia Gwinnett College in Lawrenceville, Georgia. This top 20 NAIA showdown between the 14th ranked Crusaders from William Carey and the 16th ranked Grizzlies from Georgia Gwinnett. We are now in the 4th minute. William Carey in red going right to left across your screen with this corner cleared out by Georgia Gwinnett, who are in gray with green trim going left to right across your screen. Matt Digby here, glad you could join us for game one of a doubleheader. About 30 minutes after the conclusion of this match, we will see the Lady Grizzlies in action when they host the Northwood Lady Seahawks, a team that was ranked 4th in the NAIA coaches preseason poll but has struggled so far in 2014. They will come in to Lawrenceville tonight with a 2-4-2 record as Lewis Sharp, the sophomore goalkeeper from Durham, England, that's in the northwest or northeast part of England, will take this ensuing goal kick for Georgia Gwinnett. Very comfortable mid-80s here in Lawrenceville, just a couple of miles northeast of Atlanta. A little bit of humidity, but we expect it will stay this way throughout the afternoon. Rather pleasant evening here. Rather pleasant Sunday afternoon. We certainly appreciate those of you who have decided to tune in to this NSCAA NAIA Game of the Week. Here's Jack Gurr bringing the ball across midfield for the Grizzlies. And a long cross sent inside towards German Rodriguez, got as far as inside the box. And Georgia Gwinnett have an attacking throw-in the 5th minute. Well, the Grizzlies, they won at second-ranked Auburn Montgomery earlier this week, 2-1. It was a game in which the Grizzlies did come from behind. And they certainly have to be feeling very confident of their chances in today's encounter, having beaten number 2 Auburn Montgomery earlier in the season. Here's a cross into the box. It initially got a touch from Ibrahim Sissoko, a junior forward from Norcross, Georgia. And Zach Mruck will take this throw in for Georgia Gwinnett. Couple of one-touch passes on that right side, intercepted by William Carey. And now the Crusaders will start a fast break, bringing the ball forward. This is Andre Jonsson, now out on the wing to Pedro Roldan. Freshman from Santander, Spain. Lost the ball to Georgia Gwinnett. Awkward play back to Mruck. And Sharp's attempted clearance was deflected by a Crusader attacker. And now an opportunity for Jamie King inside the box. And Georgia Gwinnett only needs 7 minutes to find the back of the net. It's Jamie King who came into today's game leading the team in goals scored with 4. He only needs 7 minutes this afternoon to get to 5 on the season. The sophomore from Milton Keynes, England, getting the first goal of the game, and Georgia Gwinnett, they have taken a lot of positives off that win at second-ranked AUM, and they have transferred it to the opening minutes of this matchup with number 14, William Carey. So Steve DeCoux, delighted by that start in his 3rd season as the head of the Grizzly men's soccer squad. Here was a cross out onto the wing, but the offside flag was up. King now the team leader with 5 goals on the 2014 campaign. Gwinnett coming off a 15-5 season in 2013. They did make the NAIA National Championship, although they lost in the first round of the national tournament. William Carey coming off a 12-5-1 record a season ago. Here are the Crusaders with the ball now in the 8th minute. As Jamie King, the only shot of the game, the only shot on target, it's found the back of the net. That was back in the 7th minute. We're now in the 9th. Here's Mitchell Blair, long-range shot from effort. And Lewis Sharp must have known that shot was always swerving away from target. Sharp to take this clearance. Over a jumping Laurie Tohisto-Coco. This is Samuel Gomes. Gomes winning the ball back right on the edge of the box. And turnover to the William Carey defense. This is a turf field here in Lawrenceville. Throw-in taken by Mruck. In towards, intended for German Rodriguez, the senior from Honduras. Now out on the wing, trying to keep the ball in play right in the corner flag, and unable to do so according to the near side assistant referee. That was Jack Gurr, a freshman from Newcastle, England. He had gotten a contact with the ball off the long pass from Gwinnett captain Rude Grohl. Dominic Coleman quick to take the goal kick for William Carey. 1-0 Grizzlies in the 11th minute. A 7th minute goal from Jamie King, the sophomore from Milton Keynes, finding the back of the net for the 5th time in Georgia Gwinnett's 7th game of the 2014 season. Just shy of 1 p.m. here on the East Coast. That would be coming up on noon Central Time. William Carey's campus, of course, located in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, in the Central Time Zone. Our crew also coming from the Central Time Zone. We last spoke with you on Friday after the Division II match between Drury and Indianapolis. And a chip pass looked like it could have been a confusion between Rodriguez and Callum Morty. Now here's Sissoko. And across now, here's Pierre Bougine maintaining possession. And deflected, almost could have fallen for Jamie King's second goal. But it's easily collected by Dominic Coleman. A lot of international influence on both rosters. Of course, both goalkeepers are from England. Lewis Sharp from Durham for Georgia Gwinnett. And Dominic Coleman from London for William Carey. Here is Zach Mruck. Cross into King! Georgia Gwinnett just past the 12-minute mark, now 13 minutes and 4 seconds gone, have doubled their lead. It's Jamie King, 2 goals in a span of 5 minutes. And the Grizzlies, coming off a 15-5 season, they are 5-1, and we've mentioned this already earlier today. Their 2-1 road win at second-ranked Auburn Montgomery. And right now they are in complete control of number 14, William Carey. And the Crusaders are not coming into this game off the heels of a tough loss. They won their last game handily themselves, 5-0 over LSU Alexandria. But the Georgia Gwinnett Grizzlies, in particular, Jamie King connecting off that pass from Zach Mruck into the box, easily directing it past Dominic Coleman. And Georgia Gwinnett off to a 2-0 lead in the 13th minute. Well, we spoke with both head coaches earlier this morning, Steve DeCoux for Georgia Gwinnett and Nigel Bolton for William Carey. Bolton noted several Crusader players who are not making the trip up here to Lawrenceville from Hattiesburg today. And DeCoux said they were also going to be without junior midfielder Ehio Sasele Aburime. But so far, Georgia Gwinnett has been able to get opportunities just fine. Here's Gwinnett with possession after the free kick taken by Mitchell Blair was cleared out of the penalty box. Long crossfield pass from Grohl will reach Sissoko. Sissoko across midfield, getting around TJ Sharp. Sissoko continuing his run and trying to feed an opportunity for Pierre Bougine. Out comes Coleman to deflect. William Carey wins possession back. Here's Roldan's cross. Back to Vasco Montero. Now an opportunity for William Carey, cross in the box and headed over. That was Renato Batista, the freshman from Sao Paulo, Brazil, who just couldn't direct his target on goal, but a promising run for the Crusaders down that right side provided by Lauri Tohisto Koko, a junior midfielder from Espoo, Finland. A lot of Finnish, couple Icelandics on the William Carey squad. Neither team afraid to look for international talent. A lot of Englishmen on both squads. A couple Swedes for Georgia Gwinnett. Iceland, Finland all represented on the field right now, as a matter of fact. Brazil, Honduras, and German Rodriguez in a hard foul, which is going to lead to a stoppage of the clock. And are we going to see our first card of the game here? Looked to be a foul on Jamie King, who has already scored twice in the opening half hour. We're now in the 16th minute. No cards shown by the referee, and the injured Crusader looks to be up and on his feet. Andre Janssen will take this ensuing free kick and get us back underway in the 16th minute. Sharp to collect. Well, Steve DeCoux is in his third year as coach. He is the first coach in history as Georgia Gwinnett started their athletic program back in 2012. They currently host 3 sports for both men and women. Male sports are baseball, soccer, and tennis. Female sports are softball, soccer, and tennis, as Mruck called for offside. But all 6 of the Grizzly athletic programs finishing very successful in the first few years of its existence. And coming up at halftime, we will be talking with Georgia Gwinnett Athletic Director Dr. Darren Wilson to discuss the success of not just soccer, but also their other sports programs. Again, Georgia Gwinnett finishing 15-5 in 2013. They won the AII tournament, AII standing for Association of Independent Institutions. They did make the NAIA first round before losing to Embry-Riddle. William Carey, located in the Southern States Athletic Conference. They lost in the first round of the conference tournament last year and finished the season 12-5-1. Free kick to the Crusaders. It will be Mitchell Blair into the box. Tried to direct that towards Ronaldo Batista, but headed out by Georgia Gwinnett. Uncertain header from Vasco Montero. Back to Tilo Korporek. Here's Jack Gurr. Free kick awarded to Georgia Gwinnett. Mruck. Back into Sissoko. And an attempted one-touch pass. Ruud Grohl having to come well forward from his center back spot to clear it. Otherwise would have been a huge opportunity for William Carey's freshman forward from Santander, Spain, Pedro Villar-Roldan. And a goal kick. And right now the referee's tending to an injured player. It looks to be Jamie King. It indeed is the sophomore from Milton Keynes, England, who has scored the 2 goals that currently are the goal scoring so far. King in the 7th and 13th minute. He already now has 6 on the season. He came into this match with 4. He has half of that, 2 goals already today. Here's Ellis Husband. Plays back to Sharp. German Rodriguez. One-touch pass from Mruck. Now Mugin out to Mruck, who had the assist on King's second goal. Callum Morty goes down, wins a free kick for the Grizzlies in the 20th minute. So Georgia Gwinnett maintaining a lot of the possession so far in the first few minutes of the match. William Carey have had opportunities, including one corner kick As Callum Morty still being tended to, the sophomore from Sunderland, England, able to get up under his own power. Referee also consulting with Jack Gurr, and it looks like Gurr will be taking this free kick after a quick consultation with Husband. Gurr's cross into the box. Out came Coleman to get a touch. He was able to punch it away from the jumping LS Husband. Otherwise, that would have been goal bound, surely. First corner kick in the match comes in the 21st minute for Georgia Gwinnett. It will again be Gurr to take. Gurr's corner into the box. Headed out only as far as Grohl, whose effort always rising over the crossbar. That was Tilo Korporek, who was first to touch the header with a header inside the box following the Gurr corner. So Georgia Gwinnett off to a very fast start, looking to get to 6-1 on the season. They've already profited from 2 goals inside the first quarter hour from Jamie King in the 7th and 13th minutes. Second goal was a nice finish off a cross into the box from Zach Mruck, the junior from Buford, Georgia, providing the assist. Here's Vasco Montero. Pierre Bougine winning the ball back. Pierre Semudenge Bougine is his full name as listed on the roster. Here's Tohisto Koko. Back to Coleman. Well, a lot of English players on both teams here. No Scottish natives on either roster. Of course, those of you who follow world news follow the Scottish elections taking place. Scotland electing to stay a part of the United Kingdom. That vote was back on Thursday. Free kick to Georgia Gwinnett. This is Gurr. He has been the Grizzlies' main dead ball taker. Again, he provided an assist in what is now the 23rd minute. Gurr sending it in towards Gomes. Punched out awkwardly by Coleman. And the ball rolled out before Gomes was able to send it back in. So Georgia Gwinnett have been awarded a corner in the 24th minute. Gurr's cross was punched up in the air by Coleman. It was very unconvincing. Gomes tried to keep it in play, but the ball had already gone past the goal line. The assistant did point to the corner flag. And Georgia Gwinnett, again, with an opportunity to increase their lead now to 3-0. Gurr on the right foot. Out came Coleman again, but Korporek headed the ball away for William Carey. Over to the far side of the field, this is Rodriguez. His cross headed back. And an ambitious one-time effort from Ibrahim Sissoko going wide of the target. Out for a William Carey goal kick. Well, this was certainly not the start Nigel Bolton envisioned to this game after the Crusaders came from Hattiesburg, having beaten LSU Alexandria in their previous game 5-0. Game that we mentioned in our pregame interview. Really everything that could have gone right for the Crusaders did go right. This Sunday afternoon, it's almost been the exact opposite through 25 minutes. Lewis Sharp to take this goal kick. Tohisto Koko. Back to Andre Jonsson, the senior defender from Reykjavik, Iceland. Here's Blair. Was trying to get around Callum Morty, but the Englishman wins it back from the New Zealander. Blair hailing from Wellington, New Zealand. Montero. Jonsson. Now TJ Sharp. Blair inside the box. Send a cross back in, intended for Roldan. And cleared in the direction of Sissoko, who will win the ball ahead of Montero. Sissoko with King waiting inside the penalty box. Plays it out to German Rodriguez. No, it's Gomes, a one-time shot. Nice diving save by Dominic Coleman, his first of the afternoon. As Samuel Sampaio Gomes, the freshman from Aachen, Germany, nearly giving Gwinnett a third goal inside the opening half hour. William Carey now trying to maintain a string of passes, build an attack to seriously threaten Sharp, who has certainly not been as busy as Coleman. Throw in taken by Korporek. Cleared out to Tohisto Koko. Gwinnett winning the ball back, playing it into their own defending box. Always a very risky move. And a free kick awarded to William Carey. Foul on Georgia Gwinnett. No cards shown so far. For the most part, a very clean game. Clock has only needed to be stopped 3 times. One for a serious injury, and then twice following the Jamie King goals in the 7th and 13th minutes. Those of you new to college soccer, the clock counts down from 45 for every half. Stoppages for goals, injuries, and serious fouls, usually the kind that result in yellow or red cards, although we have not seen any bookings so far today. Blair's free kick over the head of a jumping Mugin. Cross from Sam Barnsley. An opportunity, unable to direct it right towards the far post. That was Renato Batista, the freshman from Sao Paulo, Brazil, who did also have a header towards goal, but that was always heading off target. So William Carey starting to build an offensive identity, but already down 2-0 with 16.5 minutes to play in the first half. First substitution made for Georgia Gwinnett on the afternoon. Martin Lugo, the junior forward from Lawrenceville, Georgia, and also Rasmus Holmquist, a freshman forward from Skara, Sweden. So Steve Deku going to the bench. And also we will see the introduction of Juan Giraldo, the junior from Dakula, Georgia. So Deku making substitutions at the half-hour mark. Quite a few fans here coming out to the Grizzly Soccer Complex in Lawrenceville, Georgia. Very nice facility right next to the baseball and softball fields here in Lawrenceville. And a reminder, at halftime, we will have a conversation with Georgia Gwinnett Athletic Director Dr. Darren Wilson and get his thoughts on the very early success of the Georgia Gwinnett Grizzlies. They have 6 sports all competing in the NAIA, and they have already claimed a couple of NAIA national championships. A school that was founded in 2005, officially began classes in August of 2006. So an extremely young school in terms of years. One of the first schools in the United States that was founded in the 21st century, and the first 4-year public institution in the state of Georgia in more than 100 years. As right now, clock stopping at 14:31 for an injured Grizzly. Looks to be German Rodriguez, the senior midfielder from Tegucigalpa, Honduras, who has been influential this opening half hour in midfield for the Grizzlies. He is helped to his feet by the referee. Right now, Deku issuing instructions to his players. Coming over to get a quick water breather. Again, temperature in the mid-80s. We are expecting a little bit of a rise up to the high 80s with the humidity throughout the afternoon, but nothing too serious. Cross into the middle of the field, intercepted cleanly by Ellis Husband. Here's Rasmus Holmquist, his first touch, a long cross-ball pass. It will reach Sissoko inside the box and smartly poked away. By a William Carey defender. That was Vasco Montero, the freshman from Portugal, forcing Gwinnett to reset with this corner kick. It will be their 3rd of the afternoon. It comes under 13:45 and counting remaining in the first half. Jack Gurr, who has had Crusaders keeper Dominic Coleman on his toes for this first half. His cross is headed out by William Carey towards Blair, who brings it out of the box. Long pass intended for Mohamed Degib. Back to Blair. Wind starting to pick up here at the complex. Free kick for the Crusaders, and Nigel Bolton would love to see his men get a goal back inside the final 13 minutes of the first half. Blair intended to take it short, but miscommunication gives the ball back to Georgia Gwinnett, and that is something we have basically seen throughout this first half. Georgia Gwinnett seems to just be operating with more consistency for the most part than William Carey. Montero's throw in back to Jonsson. Free kick awarded to Georgia Gwinnett. As you see a glimpse there of Juan Geraldo, first half substitute. Free kick again to be taken by Jack Gurr. 3 shots for Georgia Gwinnett so far this first half. 2 of them have found the back of the net, both from Jamie King. That was back in the 7th and 13th minutes. They've also had 3 corner kicks. William Carey has 1 corner kick on the match. No shots on target, although Ronaldo Bautista has had a couple efforts rolling away from the goal. Coleman to take this goal kick. Leaves it short for Janssen. Janssen looking to feed Sam Barnsley, who had gotten behind Ellis Husband. Only problem was Husband beat the ball, and that's what's important in the game of soccer. Here's Janssen's cross. Down that near touch line. Out of bounds for a Gwinnett throw-in. This is Sharp. Long ball sent down the side of the field to the left of center circle. Bounced all the way through to Coleman. William Carey maintaining possession in open play. And Mark Rodriguez-Canet turning the ball over to Gwinnett. Mordry's cross wanted to set up Gomes for an opportunity to get on the score sheet himself. Now William Carey getting the ball back. Roldan. Sissoko. One touch from Rodriguez, finding Giraldo, and Sissoko is called offside. That was a lovely one-touch move from German Rodriguez to feed Martin Lugo. Not Gomes receiving the pass. It was the junior from Lawrenceville, Georgia, wears number 13. But the offside flag is up. About the third time we've seen that this afternoon from Georgia Gwinnett. No offside fouls called on the Crusaders in the opening 45 minutes. Rather, the opening 36 and a half minutes. Five and 1 versus 5 and 2. That's the records of the two teams in this matchup. William Carey with the throw-in, now inside the final 8 minutes of the first half. Now Grizzlies pushing forward down the far sideline. Out for a Crusader throw-in. Well, all the rankings we mentioned at the top of our broadcast were in the preseason. The first regular season poll does not come out until this Tuesday. And you do have to wonder where both these teams will rank in about 48 hours' time, especially considering Georgia Gwinnett, their last game, they won at number 2 Auburn Montgomery. Right now they lead number 14 William Carey 2-0. Will they rise up from that 16 spot with a 6-1 record, as Steve DeCou will make one final set of substitutions in the 39th minute? Callum Rodriguez is one of the players making way, as is Ibrahim Sissoko. German Rodriguez, I should say, excuse me. And we will see Andrew Smith, the freshman forward from Warner Robins, Georgia. He's one of the substitutes as Bruck takes this throw in. Here's Giraldo. Bruck taking a throw in again. Headed the way by Blair. Was sent back in by Giraldo. And a bit of a collision there, but act of good sportsmanship. Free kick awarded to William Carey in the 40th minute. Here's Lori Tohisto Coco. Spells his last name Touhisto, then a hyphen, Kokko. And a through ball opportunity for William Carey, and having Sharp scramble to that near corner. Looked to be Sam Barnsley getting the opportunity. That's the closest William Carey has come to finding the back of the net in this first half. The shot was deflected by a Grizzly defender. Sharp could not keep the ball in play. The Crusaders have a corner at the near side with 5:13 and counting in the first half. It is Blair with the corner. Well into the 6-yard box, almost spilled by Sharp, but the sophomore keeper is able to control and collect cleanly. And we are now inside the final 4 minutes and 50 seconds of the first half. You always wonder what the head coaches Steve DeCoux and Nigel Bolton will say to their players, and we have yet to see the Lady Grizzlies in action yet. They will be getting ready for their matchup later this afternoon. This is an NAIA doubleheader. The second game will come approximately 30 minutes after the conclusion of this matchup. The 4-3 Lady Grizzlies from Georgia Gwinnett will be hosting the 2-4-2 Northwood Lady Seahawks from West Palm Beach, Florida. Northwood ranked 4th in the NAIA coaches preseason poll, but they have had a rough start, to say the least, to this 2014 season. They have 2 wins, 4 losses, and 2 draws, and they're actually coming from Brunel University, where they had just tied the Golden Tigers 3-3 in a thrilling match, which saw the Seahawks have a 3-1 lead. But then Brunel was able to find 2 goals to equalize and get a draw from their matchup with the Lady Seahawks. And now we're going to see our first card of the game inside the final 5 minutes of the first half. It's a booking shown to Mark Rodriguez-Canay in the 42nd minute. A hard foul gives Georgia Gwinnett the free kick as Canay's name registered. The freshman from Barcelona, Spain. .3:31 to play in the first half. Referee right now writing down confirmation of the yellow card shown to Mark Rodriguez-Canay of William Carey. That's the first yellow card of the game. And we are ready to continue. Here's Mruck. Back to Husband. First few touches of the game for Andrew Smith from Warner Robins, Georgia. Here's Grohl. Low pass on the ground, finds Bougine. Out on the wing to Romquist. Cross in the box for Lugo. Not able to get the right kind of touch. Out comes Coleman to collect at the edge of the 6-yard box. Quickly rolls it out. And Georgia Gwinnett win the ball back, and that's something we have basically seen all match long in this first half. Georgia Gwinnett simply appearing the hungrier of the 2 teams to score goals, and then in the Grizzlies' case, add to their lead. 2 goals in the 6-minute span from Jamie King, the 7th and 13th minutes. Here's Smith, turned over to William Carey. Here's Blair. Now back to Roldan inside the box. And an uneasy touch from Barnsley fell harmlessly to Sharp, who's able to clear. Here's Jonsson. Clears back to Coleman under pressure from Lugo. Coleman has to scramble to clear. Fed on by Canay. Right to a Gwinnett defender who gives it right back to William Carey. And Barnsley getting around Rue goal. Here's an opportunity, 1-on-1. And William Carey unable to find the back of the net. Out came Lewis Sharp. He was clearly beaten, and the goalkeeper incensed right now with his defender. But Georgia Gwinnett, as it stands right now, keeping the shutout after Sam Barnsley's effort, rolling just wide of the near post. What a huge momentum boost that would have been for the Crusaders had that found the back of the net. Surely would have changed the halftime team talks for both Steve DeCoux and Nigel Bolton. Now approaching the final minute of the first half. Still 2-0 Georgia Gwinnett with the advantage in this top 20 NAIA matchup. Number 16 right now with the edge on number 14 as Coleman comes out to collect. Here's Gurr, who has come up a lot from that left back spot, mostly to take free kicks and corner kicks. Now inside the final half minute, here's Roldan for William Carey. Zach Mruck will take a long throw in towards Smith inside the final 10 seconds as Janssen will clear it all the way back to Sharp and will actually roll out of bounds for the awarding of a goal kick, and that will do it for the first half. So Georgia Gwinnett off to a fast start. 2 goals in the opening quarter hour from Jamie King have given the Grizzlies the 2-0 lead over the William Carey Crusaders, and that is halftime here on this NCCAA broadcast brought to you by Turbo Sports. We'll take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll have a halftime interview. The Director of Athletics for Georgia Gwinnett College, Dr. Darren Wilson. That's an interview you don't want to miss. Stick around. This is the NAIA Game of the Week on NSCAA TV, presented by Turbo Sports.
NCAA convention to me is probably the best place to get any sort of education of a wide variety that you can go in the world.
Always nice to see who you wander across in the hallways, might have a quick word with.
I think it's exciting to meet youth coaches and high school coaches and even college coaches who are all really passionate about the sport.
It's a learning experience. I think it's invaluable both from a coach standpoint and from an administrative standpoint.
Each year, the NSCAA puts over 7,000 coaches through our coaching education program. Youth, High school and college coaches at all levels participate in the diploma courses. No matter where you are in your coaching path, we have something for you. Join your peers and get educated. Better coaching, better players, better game. NSCAA Coaching Academy. Improving soccer, one coach at a time. Register today at nscaa.com/education.
And welcome back to the NAIA Game of the Week here on NSCAA TV. Halftime right now between the Grizzlies of Georgia Gwinnett, who have a 2-0 advantage over the Crusaders of William Carey. Matt Digby here, joined by Georgia Gwinnett Athletics Director Dr. Darren Wilson. Doctor, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate you coming on the broadcast.
Matt, thanks so much. Really glad to have you guys here as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great to be here in Lawrenceville, and it's great to see a facility like Georgia Gwinnett's Athletic Complex facility, a facility that has not been around in terms of years for a very long time, but already has seen a lot of success.
Well, it has, and I appreciate that. A lot of hard work from a lot of different people, but we think we've got one of the best college atmospheres and facilities in the country.
Yeah, and I'm not just talking about soccer. I'm talking about all 6 sports that you have: baseball and softball, men's and women's soccer, men's and women's tennis, and a couple of them can already claim NAIA national championships.
Yeah, tennis last year really had a phenomenal year. Both our men's and women's team winning national championships in the first year of eligibility. And just down the road, about a mile, we've got a great tennis facility, tennis complex, 16 courts. And Chase Hodge has done a great job with those programs.
Now, what kind of obstacles did you encounter when you first started the athletics program here at Georgia Gwinnett? Because obviously it's very difficult. It's not completely impossible to build a program from the ground up, but obviously very difficult.
Well, I've told this story a lot, Matt. When I got here, they gave me an office and a computer and a phone, and they said go. And so we've really built everything, as you mentioned, from the ground up. So we hired all of our staff, administrative staff, coaching staff. We built $13.5 million worth of facilities all in the last 2.5 years. So a lot of great support here, not only from an athletic standpoint, but from an administration standpoint. President's been extremely supportive. The vice president's been extremely supportive. So really a great atmosphere in terms of intercollegiate athletics here. And the city of Lawrenceville and Gwinnett County has been great to us as well.
Absolutely. And how about student support as well? Because that's something where you see a lot of universities at all levels of the collegiate athletic spectrum. They get a lot of support from the students as well.
No, absolutely. The students have been great. And being in a state school, the students support us with a student fee. And so certainly we couldn't do what we do every day in a first-class manner without the support of our students. We're almost at 11,000 right now, just 9.5, 10 years into an institution.
Yeah, absolutely. And now looking forward a couple of years down the road, what would you like to see as far as expansion perhaps for the Grizzly Athletic Program?
Great question. You know, we're extremely happy right now in the NAIA and the way we're being able to compete and the types of programs we're able to put out on the fields and courts of competition. But as we continue to grow, we'd like to get to 10 sports at some point. So probably in the next 4 or 5 years, you'll see us add men's and women's golf, and then we'll finish with men's and women's basketball.
Absolutely. Well, Dr. Wilson, we know you have a very busy schedule. We appreciate your time coming on the broadcast. We hope you enjoy the rest of this broadcast.
Thanks so much. And again, Matt, appreciate you guys being here and all that you do to support intercollegiate athletics.
Absolutely. It's our pleasure. That's Georgia Gwinnett Athletics Director Dr. Darren Wilson joining us at halftime here of the NAIA Men's Game of the Week, coming to you from Lawrenceville, Georgia. 2-0, the Grizzlies of Georgia Gwinnett lead the Crusaders of William Carey. We'll take a quick break, come back, bring you some quick stats, and the second half of this men's matchup in what is game 1 of a doubleheader on this Sunday afternoon in Lawrenceville, Georgia. Stay tuned. This is the NSCAA Game of the Week, brought to you by Turbo Sports. And welcome back to the 2014 NSCAA Game of the Week, presented by Turbo Sports. Just about almost ready to start the second half of Game 1 of this doubleheader. One coming to you from Lawrenceville, Georgia, the campus of Georgia Gwinnett College. The Grizzlies hosting a doubleheader. First up was the men's squad, and they right now have a 2-0 halftime lead on the William Carey Crusaders in the matchup that is featuring two top 20 teams. Gwinnett ranked 16th in the NAIA coaches preseason poll. You do wonder how much they will rise, if they will rise at all. Well, you would certainly have to feel that with the first regular season poll coming up on Tuesday, and the fact that Gwinnett did win at second-ranked Auburn Montgomery prior to this game, you would imagine the Grizzlies would rise up a couple spots, if not very many. While William Carey, they come into this game 5-2. They were ranked 14th. They did beat LSU Alexandria in their last game prior to this afternoon by a score of 5-0. But right now they trail 2-0 to the Grizzlies, and unless they are able to turn it around in the second half, they will drop to 5-3 on the 2014 campaign. Quick look at the stats from the first half. 2 goals were both scored by Jamie King, one in the 7th, one in the 12th minutes. King had 1 assist. His first goal comes from Ibrahim Sissoko, while the second goal back in the 12th minute was a beautifully connected pass from Zach Mruck, finding King to easily head it past Dominic Coleman. Coleman, the William Carey goalkeeper, had 2 saves and 2 goals allowed in the first 45 minutes. Lewis Sharp had no saves to make. Shots by period, Georgia Gwinnett led that department 7-4 in the first half. They also led in the corner kick department 3-2. And also in the fouls committed department 7-6. Only yellow card of the first half was shown to Mark Rodriguez-Canet back in the 42nd minute. Other than that, it's been a very clean game so far, as clouds providing a little bit of cover, but temporarily here in Lawrenceville, Georgia, just a couple of miles northeast of downtown Atlanta. This is a presentation of Turbo Sports, the official video streaming and production company of NSCAA's Game of the Week series. To download this match and to download our other matches, be sure to log on to our website, turbosportsgroup.com. Turbo, all one word, spelled T-O-U-R-B-E-A-U, sportsgroup.com. Reminder, coming up, our next broadcast, we will rejoin you on Wednesday, September 24th from Hastings, Nebraska. Our production crew is eagerly awaiting the beginning of a 17-hour journey by car from Lawrenceville, Georgia to Hastings, Nebraska. We will bring you a matchup between Hastings College and Kansas Wesleyan, a match that will start around 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. in the East Coast. That is our next broadcast on the NSCAA Game of the Week series. Final halftime pep talk for William Carey as they will be going left to right to start this second half. They will be not kicking off. They kicked off to start the game. Crusaders looking to get back on track in this match, find 2 goals to tie this up and perhaps force extra time, while Georgia Gwinnett in gray with green trim going right to left across your screen. They will be looking to build on their 2-0 advantage and came close on multiple occasions to doing just that. Also a reminder, this is game 1 of a doubleheader that we will bring you here on NSCAA TV, our first of several planned for the 2014 Game of the Week series, as Bougine and Lugo get us underway to start the second half between Georgia Gwinnett and William Carey. About 30 minutes after the conclusion of this game, we will bring you a women's encounter between the Northwood Lady Seahawks, ranked 4th in the preseason poll, but coming into their game with a 2-4-2 record. They will take on the Georgia Gwinnett Lady Grizzlies, who are 4-3 on the season. They were receiving votes in the preseason poll. And again, that poll will come out this coming Tuesday, September 23rd, as well, as William Carey getting across into the box. That was Fred Felix, a halftime substitute, a junior from Montreal, Canada. as Blair tried a midair kick into the box, intercepted by Georgia Gwinnett, and here's Rasmus Holmqvist. Back to the Swede, Jack Gurr, who has come up many times from that left back spot. He is the Grizzlies' main dead ball specialist. Here's Bugine. Out on the wing. Just about a minute and a half gone in this second half. OSU New to College Soccer clock counts down from 45 at the beginning of each half. Stoppages for goals, injuries, and major fouls, the kind that result in cards. We have seen one in the dying moments of the first half. Felix, who was brought in at halftime as a right back, but has already made one run so far as an attacker since the restart. Now he's defending one-on-one against Holmqvist. Tries an outside of the foot pass towards Bugine, intercepted and deflected, and now brought out by William Carey. Here's Renato Batista, had a couple of off-target efforts in the first half. And William Carey being awarded a free kick just outside the box. It's Roldan, who was unable to control his balance, but he won the free kick, took it quickly, and now has turned it over to Ruud Gruel, one of the co-captains for Georgia Gwinnett. And Gruel clears it all the way back past midfield. Here is Felix. Andre Jonsson, one of two natives of Reykjavik, Iceland. And now we will have a timeout for injury coming up. No, he is able to continue. It's Sam Barnsley, the senior midfield forward hybrid from Sheffield, England. So Barnsley did get up under his own power after that collision. Here's Holmqvist. Out to Gurr. One-on-one with Felix. Sends a pass across field. That's Arian Jaganyik. He is also on the field as a halftime substitute. Wears number 25, a freshman from right here in Lawrenceville, Georgia. So Steve DeCou giving a couple of halftime substitutes some playing time in the second half. Arian Jaganyik spells his last name J-A-G-A-N-J-A-C. Foul on Callum Morty. And a little bit of trash talk between him and Mitchell Blair. Here's Tilo Korporek, as William Carey was trying to create some chances. And they have earned the first corner of the second half, much like they did back in the first half. 50th minute, almost 5 minutes played here in the second half. This was about the time where Georgia Gwinnett scored their first goal in the first half. Jamie King via a pass from Ibrahim Sissoko. Blair to take the corner into the 6-yard box, headed out by Zach Mruck towards Holmqvist. Loses possession to Barnsley, and called into action to clear was Jack Gurr. Attacking throw-in for the Crusaders will be taken by Fred Felix. And Felix's throw-in, uncontrolled, sent back out, this time for Georgia Gwinnett's throw-in. Well, it has been very windy today here in Lawrenceville. Temperature at a steady 80 degrees, a little bit of humidity in the air, but not unbearable. No rain in the forecast. Sunscreen is absolutely mandatory for those out here at the Grizzly Soccer Complex this afternoon. We are in a tent, our broadcast location. Even here, sunscreen is most definitely welcome. Throw in for Gwinnett. A very young athletics program, but the Grizzlies have already been able to make that gamble into diving into college athletics pay massive dividends. You heard our halftime interview with athletic director Dr. Darren Wilson. Both men's and women's tennis have already claimed NAIA national championships. Now can men's and women's soccer and baseball and softball do the same? And in the future, as you heard Dr. Wilson mention, plans for men's and women's golf and men's and women's basketball. Will they add to the list of honors for the Grizzlies? Here's Bordy out on the wing to Holmquist, almost stumbled upon receiving the ball. Back to Gurr. An ambitious shot just rises over the crossbar. Jack Gurr, who has been very skilled at providing opportunities throughout the first half, almost took one for himself in the second half and nearly paid off. Dominic Coleman did not make any effort to jump towards the ball. Perhaps he knew it was always rising over the crossbar. And a foul, a push from behind. Free kick awarded to William Carey. Lori Tohistokoko wanted to take that free kick and chip it towards the penalty box. Took it a little bit further than where the referee pointed. So now Carey will restart. 54th minute, 2-0. Jamie King, who is currently not on the pitch, but he has scored both goals. Here's Felix inside the box. Tried to send one towards the 6-yard box, and a fine diving clearance by Jack Gurr to deflect it out of play. And already a second corner kick in the second half for William Carey. Will be taken by one of the co-captains, Thilo Korporek, a junior defensive midfielder from Reda, Germany. Korporek's corner. Headed in toward the 6-yard box, cleared out from about 2 yards from the goal line. Towards Montero. And out for a Georgia Gwinnett throw-in. Just about 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's almost 1 p.m. over in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Those of you joining us from the William Carey campus, welcome. Not a good day so far for the Crusaders men's soccer team, but they still have about 35 minutes to find 2 goals and perhaps send this match to overtime. If we do get to that stage, it will be 2 10-minute periods of sudden death. We have had 2 games already go as Holmquist fields a pass in the box and always had the shot rising away from target. Felix got the header after the cross went over Coleman's head. I don't think Holmquist thought the ball was going to get to him, and he was struggling just to control it. He leaned back on the effort. When you lean back, it always sends the ball a little bit higher than you want it. That's why it was rising over the crossbar. TJ Sharp wanted to complete a backheel pass, and instead it results in a turnover. Grohl, he turns it over himself to Felix. Back to now to Bougine. Here's Geraldo, first half substitution. Almost found Pierre Semudenge Bougine inside the box, but Bougine, the freshman from Holland, judged to be offside. Long ball sent inside the Gwinnett defending penalty box. Back to Mruck, who clears for Gwinnett. Only as far as Janssen. Here's Bougine. And a free kick awarded to William Carey. We only saw one yellow card in the first half. Will we see another booking here? As the referee has gone, he has not gone to his pocket, but he has called for the clock to be stopped. Mitchell Blair, the sophomore from Wellington, New Zealand, is the player who went down, earning the free kick. 33:10 to play in regulation time. Here's a short free kick chipped in the direction of Janssen, who headed the ball right to Lewis Sharp. As the first shot on target for William Carey, it comes in the 57th minute. Nigel Bolton will certainly be hoping for more opportunities in the remaining half hour. Here's a clearance. A little bit of a collision there. Referee waits for advantage to be played. Ball eventually rolls out for a William Carey throw-in. Crusaders showing a lot more offensive identity in these opening 13 minutes than they did for pretty much most, if not all, of the first half. Still no goals to show for it, but they do have a shot on target, a headed effort from Janssen that was calmly collected by Lewis Sharp. But William Carey again now on the attack. They only have one player besides goalkeeper Coleman on the defensive side of midfield. As now an attempted pass deflected and turned back over to Georgia Gwinnett. Running down the right side, one-on-one with Janssen, who wins the ball cleanly inside the box, push from behind, and a free kick awarded to the Crusaders. Here's Holmquist. Lost touch out of bounds. Fred Felix to take the ensuing throw in, but not before Nigel Bolton makes a substitution in the 59th minute of the match. He is going to replace Pedro VR Roldan with number 9, Mohamed Degeb. He is the leading scorer for the Crusaders, although we have not seen him yet until this 60th minute substitution. Degeb, a sophomore from Quebec, Canada. Can he conjure up some Crusader magic in the final half hour? Gurr wanted to find Martin Lugo, but ball went over everyone's head. Now it's falling cleanly. A shot taken right at the legs of goalkeeper Coleman. I don't think he expected, oh, the flag was up. That's why he didn't expect the quick shot. William Carey was always going to get away from that situation without conceding a goal. Would have put them down 3-0. Here's Geraldo. This is James Toombs, a sophomore forward from Evans, Georgia. Holmquist. Tried to find Mujin. Cleared out by TJ Sharp, the junior defender from Ocean Springs, Mississippi. And a foul on Ruud Grohl, taking Degeb to the ground. Otherwise, it would have been the first touch of the game for the Canadian. But now we are inside the final half hour. Georgia Gwinnett 2, William Carey 0. This free kick will be taken by Korporek. Sent into about 8 yards out of the box towards Degeb. Sharp punches it out for a throw-in and was last touched actually by Fred Felix. So Gwinnett with a throw-in. And you would have to figure in their minds it's never too early to begin killing the clock. Steve DeCoux will, in all likelihood, be making the remainder of his substitutions with a defensive philosophy in mind, and he will be sending 2 new substitutes onto the pitch shortly. One of them, German Rodriguez, the senior from Tegucigalpa, Honduras, who started. He was substituted back out earlier in the first half, and now will be brought on. DeCoux is now sending a 3rd Grizzly to rejoin the action, now a 4th. We will also see the return of Jamie King, the only man to have found the back of the net so far this afternoon. He did so twice in the 7th and 12th minutes. We are already in the 18th minute of the second half, the 63rd overall. Free kick awarded to Georgia Gwinnett. And the substitutes remain on the bench. Rodriguez and King wait to re-enter, as do several other starters. Ibrahim Sissoko, the junior from Norcross, Georgia, who provided the assist to King's first goal back in the 7th minute. And also Samuel Sampaio Gomes, the freshman forward from Aachen, Germany. So all 4 substitutes, they received the start in the 11. As right now, clock is stopped for a collision between TJ Sharp and Juan Geraldo. Clock stopped at 27:02. No card given, but a free kick awarded to Georgia Gwinnett. Three-man wall, now a 2-man wall for the Crusaders out in front. Gers cross headed goalwards. Husband, his pass is deflected out for a Gwinnett corner kick. So Gur will head over to the far side to take the corner. The 4 substitutes do remain waiting on the touchline, anticipating their re-entry. King, Rodriguez, Sissoko, and Gomes. Gur's corner, 4th of the game for the Grizzlies. And Ruud Grohl tried a bicycle kick, missed time completely. Cleared out of the box temporarily by Tuhisto Koko. Pass intended for Degeb. And Mujin nearly turned it right over to Mitchell Blair, but a scrambling Zach Mruck able to clear. Out of bounds for a William Carey throw-in. And in the 65th minute, we will see the quadruple substitution made by Steve DeCoux, once again returning into the game. 4 players who all started for the Grizzlies: Samuel Gomes, Jamie King, Ibrahim Sissoko, and German Rodriguez. So those are the 4 substitutes made in the 65th minute here at the Grizzly Soccer Complex in Lawrenceville. A very nice turf complex. Not too far from us, of course, the baseball and softball field and the central athletic facility where all the locker rooms are located. A building that we were told is just about 18 months old. A long-range effort right to the feet of Grohl. Forward to Rodriguez, finding Sissoko. Here is Sissoko. Now Gurr. Sissoko getting around Sharp, now in a one-on-one with Tohisto Coco inside the box. And the Finnish defender for William Carey able to shield the ball out, but was last to touch. So Georgia Gwinnett have their 5th corner of the match in the 66th minute. And right now the Grizzlies playing with a very attack-minded philosophy. Only Zach Mruck is standing right at midfield. All the other outfield players are on the attacking end of the pitch. Corner sent into the 6-yard box, punched out with the right hand by Coleman. It will go all the way outside the box, collected by Morty. Now a cross intended for Grohl, and an awkward touch from a William Carey defender that could have gone anywhere, very nearly an own goal. And Gwinnett now awarded the corner at the far side of the field. That was a very scary situation for the Crusaders. Would have made their already tough situation even worse were they to go down 3-0 on an own goal off a deflection. Gurr's corner. Out towards the penalty spot, headed out by William Carey. Here's Degeb. One-on-one with Sissoko. Finds Barnsley. Now a cross intended back for Degeb. Offside flag stays down. Degeb unable to keep the ball in play and out for a Grizzly goal kick. So a promising 1-2 pass there from Mohamed Degeb back centrally to the field towards Sam Barnsley. His pass just too much for Degeb to keep pace with, although the offside flag had stayed down. Degeb unable to keep the ball in play, losing it on the goal line. 68th minute now, 2-0. Georgia Gwinnett still maintains their lead off the 2 goals in the 7th and 12th minutes from Jamie King, the sophomore from Milton Keynes, England. He has 6 on the season. Reminder coming up about 30 minutes after the conclusion of this game, the second matchup of this Sunday doubleheader. The Northwood Lady Seahawks ranked 4th in the NAIA coaches preseason poll, but coming into this game with a 2-4-2 record. They just had a enthralling 3-3 draw with Brunel yesterday afternoon, as Degeb's effort, always rising over the crossbar, out for a Grizzly goal kick. They will take on the Lady Grizzlies, who are 4-3. They were receiving votes in the preseason poll. They are led by 6 goals from Mary Vernetti. She has averaged a goal a game, having only played in 6 of the 7 contests. We did mention this at the top of our broadcast in our interview with William Carey head coach Nigel Bolton. This will be William Carey's last game for more than a week. Georgia Gwinnett will be back in action themselves on Saturday afternoon when they host the Shorter Hawks from Rome, Georgia. But William Carey, their next competitive match will be October 2nd at Belhaven. So a week from Thursday, that's when the Crusaders are next in action in about 20 and a half minutes. Here is Sissoko. Finding Gomes in the box. And a foul on Gomes, quickly taken free kick by the Crusaders. Flag was always up. I think Gwinnett may have been looking to see if there was a penalty awarded for handball, but that was not the case. '71st minute substitution for the Grizzlies sees the departure of Juan Geraldo, receiving some congratulations from the assistant coaches, and the return of Pierre Bougin, who just came out recently in that quadruple substitution. So Bougin, the freshman from Groningen, Holland, replacing the junior from Dacula, Georgia. Just under 19 minutes to go in regulation time here. William Carey still looking for one goal to provide encouragement for a comeback, and then a second goal, as it stands right now, would force extra time, as almost a dangerous high foot placement there from Sissoko, but the referee does not call for a foul. Here's Felix continuing his run past Bougin, but a sliding tackle by Grohl, perfectly timed by the Grizzly captain. And Felix will reset with a Crusader throw-in to Barnsley. Here's Blair getting away from Morty. Through ball for Degeb. Poked away by Morty, back as far as Korporek. Korporek's effort deflected off of Ellis Husband. And William Carey get this corner awarded in the 73rd minute. Nigel Bolton. Not many substitutions throughout this match. His captain Korporek taking this corner. In towards Degeb, headed well up in the air. Eventually cleared out by Georgia Gwinnett towards King, headed back by Felix. Tuhisto Koko. Attacking throw-in, now inside the final 17 minutes. William Carey, they've shown greater offensive resolve than they did in the first half, but so far their ambitions have proven fruitless. Will that last for the remaining quarter of an hour here? Degeb lost possession, poked away by Rodriguez. And Vasco Montero wanted to send that cross into the box, but the one-time effort sailing straight instead of curling into the 18 yards. '74th minute now. Just had a power outage on the part of the scoreboard, so now the referee is calling time. Now the power is back up. 15:59 is showing. Allows the players to get a quick water break, as Nigel Bolton will go to the substitutes bench very shortly. He will bring on number 16, Miguel Izquierdo, a sophomore from Burgos, Spain. And here comes Izquierdo in to replace a dejected-looking Vasco Montero. Not a good day for the freshman left back from Lisbon, Portugal. He was the defender who was marking Merck, who got in the cross to provide King with the second goal of the game back in the 12th minute. Throw in awarded to William Carey. Felix to Blair, cleared out by Gomes. Really anywhere will do for the Grizzlies at this point. Here at the Grizzly Soccer Field in Lawrenceville, Georgia, Gwinnett County, Georgia. Corner kick to the Crusaders will be taken by Korporek. It had been Blair taking all the free kicks and dead ball opportunities for most of the match, but now Korporek in the last few minutes has taken that as the header directed right to goal, fielded by Sharp. It was TJ Sharp with the headed opportunity, Lewis Sharp. The goalkeeper, the sophomore from Durham, England, collecting the save. Lewis, the Georgia Gwinnett goalkeeper, spells his name with an extra E at the end. TJ, the defender for William Carey, just spells his name S-H-A-R-P. Here's Blair. Korporek onside. Cutting around Gurr inside the box. Wanted to find Degeb. Cleared out by Gomes. Sharp's pass deflected and cleared out by Gurr, right in front of the one of the two spectating stands. As Bolton making another substitution now in the 77th minute. He will bring on number 25, Tom Dos Anjos, a sophomore from Waltham Cross, England. He comes in to replace Sam Barnsley, a fellow Englishman from Sheffield, as Lewis Sharp collects for Georgia Gwinnett. Well, Lewis did come into this game with a .67 goals against average in the first 6 games of the season for the Grizzlies. Right now he's set to take that GAA rate even lower after 7 games and a 2-0 shutout. This Grizzlies team was always coming in fired up after their win at second-ranked Auburn Montgomery. They are certainly primed to move up in their record to 6-1 and being ranked 16th in the preseason NAIA coaches poll, with the first regular season poll due out Tuesday. Will we expect to see them perhaps in the top 15 in about 48 hours' time? Free kick awarded to Georgia Gwinnett. We're now inside the final 11 minutes, 40 seconds and counting in regulation time. It's Gurr to take the Grizzlies' free kick. Leaves it off for Bougine. Cross set up for King, trying for the hat trick. Cleared out as far as Sissoko. And his effort always rolling away from the target. So Jamie King, who did have 2 goals in a 6-minute span and has been on a hat trick ever since the 12th minute, very nearly got that 3rd goal. We're now under 11 minutes to play regulation time. Long ball intended for Degeb and is cleared by Ellis Husband. Crusaders, 3 shots. Only 2 have found the back of the net, both from the Grizzlies' Jamie King. Here's Tilo Korporek. To Histokoko inside the box, cleared by, or collected by Sharp. And a headed ball, one-time opportunity, a shot for Degeb, always rising above the crossbar. So a lot to take away from the Crusaders on Geraldo will replace Callum Morty for the final 8.5 minutes. Because the possession has been there, the passes have been there, the shots have been there. Shots on target. They were largely absent for the first half. In the second half, they were there, but not a whole lot of effort. Didn't have Lewis Sharp's goal seriously threatened. A very clean game so far. Only one booking. That was back in the first half, shown to Mark Rodriguez-Canet in the 42nd minute. But no other cards other than that. Degeb almost won the ball, catching Gurr from behind and fouling the Newcastle native. Here's Gomes. Almost had his jersey pulled from behind by Degeb, and free kick awarded to Gwinnett in the 83rd minute now. Gurr will once again take the free kick. Leaves it short for Sissoko. Long throw in will find Degeb. Tried to turn it back in towards Dos Anjos, who will get a header. Intercepted by Mugin. Back to Janssen. Dos Anjos tried to head one towards the two attacking players, Degeb and Tilo Korporik, who is a defensive midfielder on the roster, but has now come up to take an attacking role as Nigel Bolton will be pushing his Crusader squad forward to try and find at least one goal to set up an exciting finish. Gwinnett concedes a defending throw-in to the Crusaders. Off of Korporik, falls right to Jack Gurr. Intercepted by Blair towards Dos Anjos. And Blair was continuing his run, would have been wide open, but Dos Anjos not able to read the signal. Otherwise, Blair would have been one-on-one with Sharp, and across into the box, bounces in front of Degeb. Out comes the keeper to collect for the Grizzlies. So Lewis Sharp, the sophomore from Durham, England, is 442 and counting from another shutout to this 2014 season. And the William Carey Crusaders, who are coming off a high of their own, a 5-0 win in their last game over LSU Alexandria. William Carey will have over a week off before their next game, a week from Thursday when they travel to Belhaven. They'll have plenty of time to figure out what went wrong for them in today's game. But barring a miracle comeback in the final 4 minutes, they will fall to 5-3 on the season. Here's Gwinnett with the ball and just minutes away from going to 6-1. Bougine leaves it for Geraldo. Tried a one-touch half volley, always rising over the crossbar. Geraldo interested in putting an exclamation point on what has, for the most part, been a dominant performance. As Martin Lugo, the junior from Lawrenceville, Georgia, will be substituted now on for J.B. King. So another great day for the sophomore from Milton Keynes, England. Came into this afternoon with 4 goals, scored 2 inside the opening quarter hour to take his season total up to 6. And now he gets an ovation from Steve DeCoux and his coaching staff in the 87th minute. Free kick to William Carey as the women's teams are arriving here at the Grizzly Soccer Complex. Again, roughly 35 minutes from now, or 45 minutes from now, I should say, as I was told there would be a 40-minute warm-up. We will rejoin you for Game 2 of this NAIA doubleheader. The Lady Grizzlies taking on the Lady Seahawks from Northwood, coming up all the way from West Palm Beach, Florida. They had actually had a 3-3 draw, an exciting 3-3 draw at Brunel just yesterday afternoon. Degeb. And now we're going to see a card in the 88th minute. Yellow card shown to, actually a straight red to Mohamed Degeb. The leading scorer sent off in the final stages of the match. And you do have to wonder what issues are playing here. A lot of fatigue, as I believe the yellow card was shown to Georgia Gwinnett, Samuel Gomes. So 1 card shown to each team now in the 88th minute. A red to Mohamed Degeb. And William Carey After what has already been so far a disappointing afternoon, they will now play the final 150 seconds or so with 10 men. Gomes again shown the yellow card, first booking of the game for the Grizzlies. Degib leads the team with 3 goals in 2014. He will not get a 4th or a 5th after he did have opportunities in the second half. As Steve DeCoux making one final substitution, Rasmus Holmquist comes in. He will replace Gomes, who departs after picking up that yellow card in the 88th minute. Gur's free kick towards Geraldo. Now Lugo. Throw into order to William Carey. Headed on by Dos Anjos. Falls to Husband. Well, this was not exactly the kind of ending I think either team had in mind, where a hard collision between the two number 9s, Mohamed Degib and Samuel Sampaio Gomes. Both men being booked. In Degib's case, a straight red shown from the referee. So this match will end 11-10 as Grohl heads the Carey throw-in back towards midfield. Now inside the final 100 seconds. Foul is the call. A free kick for the Crusaders. At this point, it will just be a goal for consolation. Clock continuing to run now at 1:12 and counting. It's Mitchell Blair. Over everyone's head, cleared out by Georgia Gwinnett. Missed time cross by Felix, and an injury timeout as there was a big collision right outside the 6-yard box. Ellis Husband, the player who's down. Clock stops at 59 seconds. Husband does get up under his own power. Looked like he was pushed in the neck, landed awkwardly, but he is up and walking under his own power. That's a very dangerous and vulnerable, very dangerous situation because the neck is such a vulnerable part of the body. But Sharp will clear, and the final minute has already arrived here in this NAIA Game of the Week. Dos Anjos leaves a pass off for Blair, tried to chip it in towards Renato Batista. Collected by Sharp outside the 6-yard box. Sissoko will bring the ball down the left side of the field and will be happy to keep the ball for the remaining 15 seconds. Felix getting a critical step in front, winning a free kick for the Crusaders, but there will just be enough time for Felix to take the free kick. The goal scoring came early. Jamie King in the 7th and King again in the 12th minute. That was all Georgia Gwinnett would need to hold off the William Carey Crusaders, and the Grizzlies move to 6-1 on the 2014 season. They were ranked 16th in the preseason polls by the NAIA coaches, but with the first regular season poll due on Tuesday, they're sure to possibly move up a spot when you combine this result with their previous 5 wins, including their come-from-behind win at second-ranked Auburn Montgomery. For William Carey, it will be a tough road for Nigel Bolton, especially considering the actions of his star player Mohamed Degib at the very end of the game, where some physical confrontations with Degib and Samuel Gomes resulting in the sending off of the Crusader striker, which means he will miss William Carey's next match, which is a week from Thursday, October 2nd at Belhaven, while Georgia Gwinnett will gear up for their September 27th meeting with Shorter on Saturday afternoon. That's going to do it for us on the Turbo Sports Network. For everyone here with the Georgia Gwinnett Sports Department and NSCAA TV, I'm Matt Digby. Thanking you for viewing this presentation of the NAIA Men's Game of the Week. Don't go away. In just a couple of minutes, we will bring you the second game of our doubleheader. The Georgia Gwinnett Lady Grizzlies taking on the Northwood Lady Seahawks. That match will start in approximately 40 minutes. But for now, so long from Lawrenceville. This is the NSCAA Game of the Week presented by Turbo Sports.
The NSCAA convention to me is probably the best place to get any sort of education of a wide variety that you can go in the world.
Always nice to see who you wander across in the hallways, might have a quick word with.
I think it's exciting to meet youth coaches and high school coaches and even college coaches who are all really passionate about the sport.
It's a learning experience. I think it's invaluable both from a coach standpoint and from an administrative standpoint.
Each year, the NSCAA puts over 7,000 coaches through our coaching education program. Youth, high school, and college coaches at all levels participate in the diploma courses. No matter where you are in your coaching path, we have something for you. Join your peers and get educated. Better coaching, better players, better game. NSCAA Coaching Academy. Improving soccer, one coach at a time. Register today at nscaa.com/education.